Okay, when I finished the last video, I was at this point, it wasn't the greatest graph, so I found computer software, and I graphed it over here on the computer software. It should look more like this. I'll make the titles a little bit clearer so you can see it. So over on the top here, I'll put Titanipulum. That's just kind of a made-up name. Over here, it should have been, if you couldn't read it should have been mass. Okay, and that mass was in milligrams, mg. And down here at the bottom, okay, we had time, and the time was in hours. Okay, the next graph, I will type it instead of write it because my writing's not the best, and we'll try my best to put the little ticks on. Okay, again, we're going to go to the next one. So here, each year after the year 2000, the price of a home increased by 7%. Adam bought a home in 2000 for $160,000. So his value of his home is 160 bracket 1.07 to the power of t. So it increased by 7%. That's where the 1.07 comes from, the 7 at the end. Okay, now we're going to go and create a table of values. So here, and I'll write it. I'll do my best job writing it. Okay, we put 160. So in here we put 160. Okay, bracket 1.07 to the 0. The first one I know is going to be 160, but I'll show you how to put in the calculator. Then you put 160, 1.07 to the power of 1. So I got my calculator out this time. And we'll go onto my calculator here, and I'll show you how to enter it on this calculator. So here I got 160, and I go times 1.07. And you have to find your exponent button to the power of 1, enter 171.2. So over here, I put 171.2. Next one, 160 to the power of 1.07 to the exponent 2. So again, I return to my calculator, and I put 160 times 1.07 to the, it has to be 7 at the end, to the power of 2. And you can use your own calculator, just have to figure out the exponent key here. And here you had it equals 183.2. So we'll put 183.2 rounded. 183.2. Then you go 160 to the power of 1.07 to the exponent 3. I like the other one because everything doubled all the time. This one here is a bit more work. I have to do more calculator work. So I got 160, not 161, but 160 times 1.07. This time, oh, we got to fix that, 1.07 to the power of 3. And you get 196. So here you get 196. Now it's 160 times 1.07 to the power of 4. Again, we'll go back to, we'll just scroll up so you can see everything. Okay, so we'll go back to the calculator, 160 times 1.07 to the exponent 4, 209.7, so 209.7. We'll go back to the calculator again here, 160 times 1.07 to the power of 5. I haven't written it yet. I don't know, I jumped ahead. So I got the answer, the power of 5, 224.4, 224.4. I didn't write it here yet, 160 to the 1.07 to the power of 5. And then I get 160 times 1.07 to the power of 6. So get to the calculator, 160, not 161, times 1.07 to the power of 6. Okay, 240.1. So 240.1. So the highest point on my graph is 240. We'll make it go to 250. So now I'm going to spread out my graph here so it goes to 250. So let's go by 50s. 50, 100, 150, 250. We could go by 25. So maybe I'll go by 25s. Let's go here. So 50 on every second. One should fit on mine. Okay, so on every 750, so what? 4 squares is 100. So on the 4th square here, 25, 50, 7, I can do money right there. Whoops, let's go back and do my writing. Okay, so a quarter, 50 cents right here, 75. Right here, we'll make 100. Go by quarters. Okay, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be 200. Very hard to make that 2. And then 1, 2, 3, and that'll be 300. So we go by quarters. So that's 225, 250, 275, 300. Okay. This will be 0 here. This tick here will be 1. This tick will be 2. This tick will be 3. We'll go every second 1. Here will be 4. Here will be 5. And right here will be 6. Okay, we need some axes. So I'll use this here. We need an axis over here. And we need another axis coming across here. Okay, so we got our 2 axes drawn. Now we need some titles. So I will use writing this time. So let's take a look here. This time, number of years goes on the bottom. Number of years. So here, I'll just put it right there. You guys can fit under it. Number of years goes here. Okay, on the side here. Okay, value of home in thousands of dollars. So here, right here. Home value I'll put. And this is in thousands and dollar sign here. We can make that a little wider so it fits in here. Okay. Thousands. And then the next part, we got to figure out something else. Adam's home. We'll call the last title on the top here Adam's home. So up here, we'll call it Adam's home. So we got our 3 titles. We got our axis. We labeled here the axis, and we got 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think I'm off on that 200. So let me just fix that so it's in the right place. I'll quickly fix it. Now that 200 is slightly off. It should be up 1 here. 200 should be here, and the 300, well, should be up by 1 here. Good thing I saw that. Well, I'm not grabbing the right thing. I'll put that up here for 300. And that little tick should be a little bit higher for 300 because I can't count 4 squares. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just draw another tick because that tick's no good. The 300 ticks is right there because it goes by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 300 tick is there, and I'll move this. Now let's graph. So add 0, we're at 160. So add 0, 100, 125, 150, 160. We're going to put a tick, use a different color maybe. 50, 160, we'll put a tick right about there. Right there. Okay, at 1, we're at 171.2. We're almost at the same place. We're just a little bit higher. Just a little bit higher, right about there. Okay, at 3, we're at 196. So at 3, we're at 196. We're just a little bit. Sorry, at 2, we're at 196. Let's just check. At 2, we're 183.2. At 2, we're at 1. That's 75. So just here, right about there. Okay, on the next one, we're at 196. At 3, we're at 196. Just under the 200, so we're right about there. Okay. At 4, okay, it's hard to read, 209, so we're above the 200 mark. So we're at 209, so at 4, we're just above the 200, we're about here. Okay, at 5, we're at 224, and then we're at 240. So here we're at 224, so 224, just under the 225. And the last one, we're at 240. So right about here. Now this one, I know it's a curve, but it looks like a line. I'll just draw the best I can through all these. Whoops. I'm sure you guys can do a little bit better than me. Maybe I can undo that. And we'll try, maybe we'll try from the top. Let's try with the pen. So let's see if I can do a nice curve through here. Oh, it's red, that's okay. So nice curve through that. And I should put an arrow at the end, and I might have missed that on the last drawing because it can go on forever. So I might have missed it on the top one. Now, what I've done here is I've gone on the computer software and I've done it again. You should put an arrow at the only at the one end here, and all you need is the titles. This time I did the titles nicer. It is curved, it's not straight, but I did one here on the computer software again. So I might have missed the arrow earlier, so it's like a curve here. You do your best 300, and we got the arrows, and it looks great. Let's see if we missed the arrow. No, I didn't miss the arrow there, but I did miss it on this other graph here, which I'll add right now. Okay, and that's how you graph an exponential growth. Okay, now try the rest of the worksheet yourself.